Hello, I'm here with Regan Welburn from Lifestyle Solutions Financial Planning, and we came across Regan on our travels and thought, man, does he know what he's talking about when it comes to Centrelink payments, and wouldn't that be great to share with our community? So I'm going to interview him today just for a few minutes and get some great tips for people with disability, their carers and professionals out there in the disability sector for how to best leverage Centrelink. So, Regan, do you want to start by just introducing yourself and telling us a bit about how you became such a fountain of knowledge in this sector?
Sure, okay. So in a past life, I worked for Centrelink. I was actually there for around about 7 years and worked as a financial information service officer. So helping people get a good grip and understanding of the Centrelink system and how to best handle their finances. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, went out into my own business and I had a financial planning background, so sort of tied the two things together, the Centrelink side of things as well as financial advice, and now running a business that's flat out and really enjoy it. So I enjoy helping people with, the disability side of things as well as carers and age pension mainly. So yeah,
wonderful,
love it. Yeah.
Thanks. And just before we start talking about this, I just wanted to clarify that what we're going to be talking about is it's not we talk a lot of clickability about the NDIS, and this is not what we're talking about today. We're talking about income support payments like the disability support pension and the carers pension. We just had a look to make sure that the NDIS pension is not counted as income, and that's correct. So we just wanted to clarify that those were two different things before we started. Did I miss anything there?
Oh, I think that's
right. Great. So we've got a couple of questions from our team and then one that's come through from Twitter, which I'd like to ask you. So the first one was, what should all individuals with a disability know about their benefits and finances?
Okay, well, I think it's a tough one. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. So there's a lot of different payments and supplements available from Centrelink. So I think getting a good understanding of where to start is the best place to go. So normally what I'd recommend is that they look on the Human Services website, and down the bottom of the screen there's something called the Payment and Service Finder. So starting there, you can actually enter in your own personal circumstances, work out what payments are available for you. There is about 70 different payments and supplements available from Centrelink, so that helps dial it down into maybe 5 or 6 different payments, just so that you know exactly what you may be eligible for, and that can certainly help from a cash flow perspective. So I think that's probably the best place to start. And if you're very overwhelmed and confused about it all, then definitely seeking professional advice. So speaking to Centrelink directly, or a financial advisor, your accountant, and the best referrals are definitely the word of mouth ones as well. So you may have other friends or family members in fairly similar circumstances to you. Chances are they've done their research and they know what is available, but speak to them and that can definitely help get you on track as well.
Great. And how can carers safeguard their own financial future as well as the person they care for?
I think just getting the right plan in place to begin with. So speaking to your advisor, and a plan should cover a number of different things. Getting your powers of attorney and guardianship orders in place as well, just so that you can act in your beneficiary's best interest, or someone can act in your best interest when you're not able to. But also covering your cash flow, so making sure that you've got enough income to live off and to support your lifestyle expenses, as well as maybe any debt repayment or putting a roof over your head as well. So getting a good plan for your accommodation in place is important. So whether it's renting, it's aged care, or your own home, it's really important to lay the foundation there as well. And then just looking at your estate planning. So if you were to pass away, how your beneficiaries would receive your estate, how often they would like to receive payments from that, whether they have control or someone else does, and also just making sure that the tax side of things is well taken care of as well. The goal for my clients is to get Centrelink entitlements doing as much of the heavy lifting as possible, because then that can sort of leave your retirement assets there, or your surplus savings, so that you can actually enjoy it as well. So just making sure that you do have that plan in place can pay off in the long term. Some of the structures that I help set up my clients with are special disability trusts, which not a lot of people know much about, but basically that's a trust that you can contribute to for the future care accommodation, requirements for someone with a disability, and it doesn't affect their Centrelink entitlements. But also, if I'm contributing to a special disability trust, it doesn't count as a gift. Centrelink have quite strong gifting limits, and if you exceed those, then it can have quite a penalty on your income support payments. So, looking at those, that can help, get the Centrelink side of things taken care of, but also preserve a lot of the assets within your family.
Wonderful. And in your experience, what's something about Centrelink that most people aren't aware of or don't understand?
It's a few different things. I think that payment finder that I spoke about is just a fantastic service to actually work out what you may be eligible for, because it's such a complex system. It's really tough to navigate. Another thing is the financial information service. So I am an ex-FIS officer, and I think they're sort of the white knights of the financial services industry. They're a free service, and they can sit down and have a decent conversation with you around your current financial circumstances and give you any handy hints and tips as to maximise your Centrelink entitlements, but also set up your finances so they are on track as well. So getting in touch with them, you can call 132300. Hopefully you don't have to wait too long, but you can book an appointment with them, and you're going to get a much better interaction by speaking with them than you would if you went and saw a customer service advisor in the office, because they're very high volume and it's very transactional, just taking information off of you and transferring that across to the appropriate departments. So I'd probably recommend starting there, and then maybe seeking the professional advice of an accountant, solicitor, and financial advisor after that.
Wonderful. And the last question from our team is about work and Centrelink payments. We often get questions about how much can I work before my payments get cut off? Is it safe for me to work? Am I going to lose my pension? Can you say a bit about that?
I find, and I don't know about you, but a lot of clients are actually reluctant to work because they think they're going to lose their entitlements altogether, and it's generally not the case. You actually have to be earning quite a lot of income before you lose your entitlements altogether. So Centrelink have something called an income-free area. So it's a certain amount of income that you can earn before your payments start to reduce. It's a little bit like the tax-free threshold. You know how you can earn a certain amount of income before you pay tax. Same thing with Centrelink. You can earn a certain amount of income before your payments reduce. After you exceed that threshold, you don't lose your payments altogether. The worst case scenario would be that you're losing 50 cents in the dollar. So you're still going to be better off by earning employment income up to the cut-off limits, which for a single pensioner, it's around about $50,000 a year of income that you can earn before you lose your entitlements, and around about $80,000 a year combined for couples. So the income test is quite generous, so definitely don't be discouraged from working. But if you are concerned that your payments will be affected, then certainly book an appointment with a financial information service officer or a financial advisor who can actually go a step further and structure your assets and income to maximise your entitlements. It's definitely worthwhile taking those steps.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you this question that came through our Twitter account, which is some people use personal fundraising campaigns asking for donations for things like medical treatments or procedures or disability aids or support. And what does Centrelink deem that money as? It's
a good question. It depends is the answer. So really it's dependent on if that money is paid to you as a lump sum, as like a gift, or whether it's being paid as regular payments. So if it's paid as a lump sum, then it's not counted as income. However, if it's quite a sizable lump sum that leads to a significant increase in bank accounts, that still could affect how much you receive from Centrelink. If you're receiving regular income from the trust or from fundraising or on a systemic and regular basis, then that could actually be classed as income and could reduce your entitlements. So I would certainly seek clarification from the Financial Information Service, because you can provide to them your personal circumstances and they will have a good understanding of how that will affect your entitlements as well and what piece of the legislation it relates to.
Wonderful. And just before we finish up, we've talked a lot today about Centrelink services for people with disability and carers. I wonder if you have a hot tip for professionals working in this sector.
So for professionals, from my perspective, I gather around a team of professionals that we all work really well together. So I've got a great solicitor and I've got a great accountant that I work with. And I think that's really important. So using and building up a really great network and working well together as a team is going to give your clients the best bang for their buck. So certainly in the retirement and disability space that I work in, the important networks are the solicitors, the estate plannings, the powers of attorney and everything like that, as well as the accountants to minimise the tax and get all of the structures set up right. That's just invaluable to me. But I suppose there's horses for courses. It depends what you're after as to what services you would use. But building up a great network and then referring out as much as possible is just terrific. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today. Do you want to just talk about how people can get in touch with you if they would like to?
Sure. So they can head to our website, which is www.lifestylesolutionsfp, as in financialplanning.com.au. We have a contact form on the website, so you can send us a message through that, leave your contact details, and we'll give you a call. So it's www.lifestylesolutionsfp.com.au.
Wonderful. And we're sitting here in Victoria at the moment, but do you work with people all over Australia?
Absolutely. So we've got clients Australia-wide. It takes a little bit longer, obviously, if you're interstate, but we can definitely make that work. That's no worries at all. Yep.
Thanks so much.
Beautiful. Thanks,
I hope this was helpful to everyone watching.